So apparently, Paul McCartney and Michael Jackson didn't get along with each other. I just found that out, so today we're about to check it out and see what actually happened between these two. But before we do that, big shout out to the detail for the original video. Everything will be linked in the description below. And before we begin, I just got to remind you one more time that you're valuable, you're important, your life does have purpose, and you can accomplish anything you set your mind to if you're willing to put the work in each and every single day. And that is exactly what we do on this channel. But let's hop right into it. Let's see.
I work with Michael Jackson and Stevie Wonder.
And how did he repay you? He bought your songs.
Hey, you see?
Yeah, isn't that
I
nice?
couldn't take him anywhere.
Wait, he said he bought him what?
Did he repay you? He bought your songs.
Hey, you see?
Yeah.
I couldn't understand what he said. I'm one more time, and then we just gonna keep going.
I work with Michael Jackson and Stevie Wonder.
And how did he repay you? He bought your songs.
Hey, you see?
Yeah, isn't that nice?
I couldn't take him anywhere. No, yes, so it kind of is the first time since those lads.
It was Christmas, and I was at home, and my phone rang, and a little voice, talked to me, and I said, "Who's this?" Kind of guarding my privacy, private number. I said, "Who's this?" Michael originally rang me, said, "Do you want to make some hits?" And I said, "Yeah, sure I do, So he came over, we agreed to meet here.
Michael originally fancied writing some stuff with me, and I thought it was a good idea. So he came over here to England, and we just hung out for a little while and got to know each other a bit, and ended up writing 2 songs.
No, because I was quite excited to write with him. He was quite excited.
If they don't answer this in this brief video, let me know, did the songs did the songs with these two actually come out? And if so, should I react to them? Let me know that down below.
So we were popping off each other.
Yeah.
And so we just did it. As I say, it was quite a short session. So it was very nice. We had a really good time. We made a couple of records together, did a video, and we're very good friends.
Well, he's great, Michael. I mean, he's a great fella. I mean, I don't know if you've met him and stuff. He's always say, "Mike, look, plugging you, see? You need it." But he's a nice fella, He's a good fella to be around, and he's talented.
Yeah.
And so, what more do you want?
Michael said, "Have you got any advice?" So I said, "Yeah, look, this is what you got to do. You're really hot. It's just starting. It just had Off the Wall." And I said, "You've got to make some great videos." So he went off and made Thriller and things like that. I said, "You've got to get a really good manager because it's all going to be coming in and it could all go out if you don't." And I said, "And you ought to think of getting into song publishing."
For a business, you ought to think about music publishing. It's because it's very good business. You love music. I'm into it. It does very well. It's a nice, easy business for a musician to be in. And it's a very rewarding business because it's music, it's songs, beautiful songs.
It actually kind of fell apart a little bit later because he was talking to me and asking my business advice. And one of the things I said to him was, think about getting into music publishing. And then he looked at me kind of, I thought he was joking, he said, "I'm going to get yours." So...
That's when he made the Michael Jackson voice.
I kind of thought, "Oh, you."
I suppose Michael knew I was trying to sort of get control of him, and I kind of thought he was joking. I used to work with him, and he'd say, "I'm going to get your records, I'm going to get your songs. I'm going to buy your songs.
I'm going to buy your songs, And I went, "Yeah, great, good one," and we just carried on. And then a few weeks after that, he said, "I'm going to buy your songs." I thought, well, it's a bit of an old joke by now, but very funny. All right, And I still thought he was kidding,
But it turned out to be true. And
And just a few weeks later, just somebody rang me up and said, "Michael Jackson's bought Northern Songs."
And what happened, actually, is then I started to ring him up, because I thought, OK, here's the guy historically placed to give Lennon McCartney a good deal at last.
John and I didn't know about song publishing. We literally thought that songs were in the air and that everyone owned them. That's literally how we met our first publisher. Hi there. He said, come in, sit down. Is that what you think? Sit over here. And that was the deal they did.
Well, pretty soon you had to get to know they could be owned because someone else knew they weren't in the sky. And he owned them. So that's what happened to us on the Northern Songs thing, which was me and John. Very early on, we got managed very well into a little situation. So it meant that the lion's share of whatever songs we did were taken by someone else.
When we went
That's crazy. That's actually crazy though. Like you putting your all into these songs and then most of it's going to other people. That's crazy.
To the Maharishi. The man who owned them sold them while we were out of town. Dick James, his name was. When we got back to town, we said, Dick, you can't do that. He said, you want to bet? And he was quite right. He had 51% of the company. And what happened was, at a certain point, these songs changed hands from the original publisher to another guy, and then to another guy. And at one of these junctures, I was offered the songs. Then there was a chance where I could have bought it. I felt very embarrassed buying them myself, because they're Lennon-McCartneys. I wouldn't have liked to just own them myself. I felt bad about that. So I rang Yoko, and I said, look, we got a chance to buy these songs. The man's asking 20 million, 10 to you, 10 to me. Should we do it? And she actually said, I think we can get it for 5. In fact, they didn't go for 20, they went for 50. Straight off the back of Thriller, he was like, cash rich, baby.
Because we'd got signed when we were 21 or something in a back alley in Liverpool, and the deal had remained the same, even though we'd made this company the most famous, hugely successful. So I kept thinking it was time for a raise. You know. As you should. You come and you bring in all this value. Why not get a raise? Do you know?
Yes, I think so.
And
But I do intend to have a word with him. I spoke to him in LA, actually.
You did?
Yeah, and said, look, we've got to come to a good understanding here, because there are a number of things I don't like about how he runs the company.
In our case, the trouble is, like the Nike thing that came up, I don't know if you heard about that, but the trouble is that we never did do commercials. With the Beatles, we had all those...
Wait, what was it like? Again, if this is another thing that they don't answer, what is the Nike thing that came up? Because he kind of just skimmed through that kind of fast.
But the trouble is that we never did do commercials. With the Beatles, we had all those offers. You know, anybody who publishes songs, you get those offers. Hey, can we use this commercial? We had the offers from the big soft drinks companies. You know who I'm talking about. Big, huge offers to use a Beatles song, to use this and that. But we always turned them down because we believed it'd devalue the whole thing. Just take that little edge off it that people who like Beatles stuff...
I never thought about it like that. But I kind of see where they coming from. You know what I'm saying? When you hear like a real popular song and it's on like a commercial, it kind of, I don't know. Yeah, I can see that. I can kind of see that.
Nowhere Man and Revolution. They kind of feel something for it, you know?
Yeah, I definitely understand that now, because when you think about this song, you want to think about, hey, this is a song that was on this commercial. You just want it to be a song that just people like.
That was what we tried to do. That's what we were all about, was trying to resist all those commercial offers. We'd be seen to be selling out, which we were keen not to do. You know, we kind of felt that our fans believed in us and that we owed them some sort of integrity. We talked to them. We knew what they thought of us, you know. So something like Revolution, you know, it meant more than a pair of sneakers. Songs like Revolution didn't mean a pair of sneakers. It meant revolution. It was an idea that became important to some people.
And his National Panasonic is All You Need Is Love.
Yeah.
Good Day Sunshine's an Oreo cookie these days.
And I think the danger is it does devalue it. And I think even commercially, it's not that great a decision.
Wow.
But anyone who knows music publishing, there's a lot of pressure on you to do that because it's a big heap of cash. Comes in suddenly, and you know, it's very hard to resist for anyone. But I think we shouldn't do that. I don't really think we should do that. I think it's more sensible to leave the kind of legend intact, and I think they'll do great, the songs. I think they'll continue to do great. Now, if you know somebody else wanted to do it, then fine, it's fine. But that's what's happening now. Is our songs are tending to get a little bit commercialized now, which I'm not too wild on, because it kind of spoils them a little bit.
No, but I did talk to him about it, but he kind of blanked me on it. He kept saying, that's just business, Paul, you know.
He just sort of says, oh, that's business, and that's it.
And I say, yeah, sure, it's business, but it's also friendship, it's also morals.
But we never kind of got to it. And I thought, so we kind of drifted apart. It was no big bust-up.
Yeah.
We kind of drifted apart after that.
Okay.
But he was a lovely man, massively talented, and we miss him.
Okay, so I'm thinking, okay, so it was more so in the business aspect of everything. I was thinking it was more so like they just absolutely hated each other. Like someone didn't show up for like a concert or something, or they just said something disrespectful to each other. But it was more so, okay, I get it. But yeah, hope you guys enjoyed this reaction. Again, big shout out to the detail for this video. It will all be linked down below in the bio for the original video. But like I said, I hope you guys enjoyed it. And before I go, like I always say, just remember, Rome was built in a day. So go out and find your passion, work towards your dreams every single day, and never let anyone or anything discourage you. I love you guys, and until the next time, I will see you guys. Peace.